Hey, how's everybody doing out there? Elric Ferris here once again on the Motherboards.org YouTube channel, bringing you guys another unboxing. Now, a lot of people know Sapphire for all of their great graphics cards that they make, but Sapphire's also bounced into the motherboard market. Now, they've done this a couple of times, sometimes successfully, sometimes not, but in this next try, they've gone really all out. They've hired a completely new engineering team from EVGA, got all the great guys from over there. You guys know all those guys from the classified motherboards and such. Now, those guys are designing the motherboards for Sapphire. So today, that said, we're going to take a look at their new board. This is the Platinum A75 motherboard from Sapphire, and this is going to support all of the new Llano CPUs from AMD. These are actually the APUs, excuse me. It's an all-in-one thing. It has everything on board. The graphics, the CPU, everything's all in one thing called an APU. We did another unboxing. We had a little professor guy in that. Maybe when we do another thing, we'll have that again. But for today, we're just going to show you what's inside the box of this new motherboard. So I'm going to go ahead and pop the cap here. I'm not even going to bother showing you guys the box anymore because a lot of you guys say that you can never even see the box. When I did that, I was trying to do you guys a favor, but it seemed like it kind of backfired. So we'll just go ahead and pop the cap here. So we're going to start off the bat. We get the A75. This is the manual. Now, this is kind of different than most manuals. This one right here is called a quick installation guide, but it is basically the manual. It just basically explains everything in a different way. So we get that right off the bat. Now, I can't show you the number here, but this motherboard actually, this is kind of cool too. This motherboard comes with a free copy of Dirt 3. Now, the reason this is you say it's a motherboard, but yes, but it's a motherboard that actually has an APU. So the APU actually supports graphics. So that combined, they're giving you a free copy of Dirt 3 in the box. Not bad at all. Then we've got the USB 3.0 breakout box. Pull it back. Got SATA cable 1. So let's see, all together here, we have 1, 2, 3, there's 4 SATA cables. Everything on this board is SATA 3, which means it supports the new 6 gigabit standard. We have this is for backplate. If you want to change things around the back, you can use that. We have the installation guide. This is also for different video cards as well, this little thing right here. Then we have the backplate. Try to look at the backplate. It's okay, it does show some of the stuff on there. Not as clear as some of the ones, but it's still there. And then we've got some little screws here. These probably go to this little bracket over here. So this right here that you see right here, this right here would be everything that would be called the bundles page. Like if you were on our written channel, www.motherboards.org, this would actually be called the bundle page. So this is everything that comes as the bundle. I'm just gonna go ahead and gently move all this stuff off to the side over here. And then we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the motherboard itself. Little droppage there. I'm going to take a look at the motherboard. First off, you can see that the motherboard's very well laid out. You've got plenty of room around all your video card areas and stuff, and around the ZIF socket for putting in your heat sinks and stuff. So we're going to start at the top of the board. You can see right now that all the MOSFETs are being cooled by this nice blue heat sink right here. These guys use all quality parts, including Japanese capacitors, low ferrite choke. We're going to go over here. We have the 8-pin power. Then we have the 24-pin power. Then we have a ZIF socket supporting all of the new Llano APUs. I really want to say CPU every time. It's such an old school word, but this uses the new APUs. There's plenty of room around there you can see for using aftermarket heat sinks and stuff. And you can see all the parts in here are all really good, Japanese made and everything. Then we're going to bop on down here. You can see there's another cooler down here. This has a thing where it says the pure A75. It's a little cooler. Then we're going to bop over here. We're going to take a look at the slots. Now, this is something kind of interesting. This particular slot right here is actually a 4X video slot. Even though it's not as long as this one, it's still a PCI 2.0, but this is a 4 slot. So we have a 16 here, 2 of the PCI 1X here, a 4 here, and then 2 of your old school PCI slots here. I know some of you guys laugh, you go old school, but hey, these are kind of getting old school. I don't even have one card that fits in these. Then we're going to come over here. We see the breakout box connector for the USB 3.0 box. Over here, you can see this little dial right here. When you start your motherboard up, this is going to click and there'll be different numbers in here. They will show you if you're having any problems with your motherboards whatsoever. Now, this motherboard has great sound on board also. It features 109 dB, which is the appropriate level for running Blu-ray players. And then we're going to flip over here. You can see here are the connectors. Now, this board features complete SATA 3.0 on the board. All 3 of these are SATA 3.0 and support the new SATA 6 gigabit connectors. You can see that right there on the board. Let's take a look at that. Little thing down here, make a little buzz thing on the board. If you get something, it'll beep and stuff and you're starting up your board. You can use internal or you can use that one on the board. The board also sees Bluetooth power and stuff. A lot of nice features that I'll get into more actually in the review. Today's just the unboxing. I tried to give you guys more information because you guys like it, but then sometimes I get overboard. Then here finally is the rear I/O. You can see the rear I/O is completely decked out for doing multimedia stuff. In fact, I would have to say this entire new platform is geared around multimedia and general use stuff. There have been some other sites out there who have actually had people come in and like test their motherboards. And me personally, I'm into really high-end stuff, so I probably wouldn't use this. But my mom or a lot of my friends would be totally happy with this type of system. And I think that AMD is going to have a success all the way around with the A75 because it's going to be at market pretty cheap. In fact, you'll be able to get your whole system up and going with this new platform for around $400 or $500, and it does play games halfway decent. So thanks for watching the unboxing. Today was a Sapphire Pure A75. And I hope to see you folks here in the next week as we do the full review on this new motherboard. Thanks for watching.